A question on the minds of parents across the Show Me State. What quality of education are children receiving in Missouri schools? A statewide survey of educators by the Missouri State Teachers Association shows a majority of teachers are seriously considering switching careers. Our own Trey Wiggins digs into the numbers.
Other individuals that work in private entities recognize how good an employee a teacher is going to be, and we're losing really good teachers in the public school setting because they're leaving the profession and going other places.
The 2025 MSTA Teacher Survey gave a detailed breakdown of the state of education in the Show Me State. Results show that 71% of educators surveyed have seriously considered whether or not to leave education. 5 out of every 6 respondents say they know someone who has left education. The common denominators between these two: low pay, stress, a lack of support, and student behavior. According to data from the National Education Association, Missouri ranks 49th in the United States for both average teacher starting salary at $38,871 and average teacher salary at $55,132. The calculated minimum living wage for a modest but adequate lifestyle in Missouri, $57,382. Still $2,200 more than what the average educator makes.
We lag behind here in Missouri when it comes to teacher salaries. We're going to move to a point where our starting salary is $40,000, but we're already behind all the neighboring states when it comes to salaries. And so it's real easy for somebody to cross borders and go teach in Illinois or to go teach in Arkansas where they could make $10,000 more.
Teachers who have seriously considered leaving the profession often attribute it to stress. In fact, around 44% of teachers surveyed said it was one of their primary reasons: chronic overwhelm. Kirksville R3 Superintendent Robert Webb told me there is a societal disconnect between the expectations for educators and the reality of the role that they play.
Why is it that we are being asked to clothe kids, to feed kids, to provide mental health supports for kids in a public school?
I haven't been in the classroom in a number of years, and people ask me in retirement, are you going to go back in the classroom? And I said, oh my, I think I would not be able to do that anymore. I mean, it is a hard profession.
47% of teachers listed student behavior as a reason for leaving the classroom. It's an issue that is growing worse, and a lot of teachers believe it's an added, unnecessary responsibility that detracts from their teaching.
I think that's one of the biggest challenges I've heard from some of our members and some teachers is when they're exasperated by 1 or 2 students that essentially co-opt an entire classroom.
We're expecting our teachers, educators, elementary teachers, to deal with those children when the rest of society is saying, well, yeah, the schools can take care of it. Because teachers are so kind-hearted and because we don't say no to anything, we've allowed ourselves to accept some of that responsibility. It's time to push back.
Of the around 83% of teachers who say they know someone who left education, 25% of them said it was due to a lack of administrative support, while another 15 to 20% said it was due to a lack of support overall.
It just seems like it's a lot more political and more maybe doesn't come across sometimes, feeling they don't feel respected sometimes. And, you know, that's why you became a teacher or you worked as a bus driver or whatever, because you wanted to help kids and make a difference. And as corny as that sounds, educators live, eat, sleep, and drink and die by that, you know, and so that really worries me.
We need to give our teachers that opportunity to do what they do best, which is teach.
Despite the struggles they face and the many cited reasons for leaving, a lot of educators choose to stay, whether it be to secure a future pension or for the love of children and the feeling that they're making a difference in their young lives. I'll leave you with a quote from one of the survey responses. They said, quote, "How can you look at a child and walk away from them, knowing you may be the catalyst for positive, lifelong change?"
During his State of the State addresses, Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe recommended around $33 million be allocated to teacher salaries in the budget. We didn't see those funds in the version passed by state governments. Stay tuned for updates as Trey Wiggins investigates this crisis in the classroom.